Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, to this singular podcast where I basically speak to myself and hope that someone out there would watch and benefit from it. And even if they don't watch, I would just keep on putting it up there myself because I feel like doing it so. Because I have written a lot of things about my personal experiences, about philosophy, about my observations, based on my observations of life. So these things now I have written, and now I just want to share a few things. And also because I have the time right now. And another reason is because it's pretty easy to do this now, and staying available in these platforms, in YouTube, in Facebook, and so on and so forth, obviously has that leverage in the future, in anything, in any message you want to pass, in anything that you want to do in the future, might all be dependent upon the leverage that you have gained right now in the social media platforms. Because of the digital revolution that has hit the world at large, so what I just have to offer that is inside my head, I'm trying to put it out as much as possible in the social media platforms. And this is totally unscripted, unedited video, and just I'm gonna put it out there simply like that, without any modifications, as minimum modifications as possible. And right now I'm not interested in even doing any kind of modifications. In future maybe I'll think about it. So right now today's topic of discussion is heartbreaks. How to deal with heartbreaks. I know this is a very common topic of discussion in trend always, because hearts are breaking always. It will be trending even 50 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, even 1000, if civilization exists by then the heartbreak would always be a constant topic of discussion, because we have hearts and they are very prone to be broken very easily. And the vulnerability, the extent of being human is actually described by the things that we feel in our heart, our subtle emotions. Without them we are not humans. If by chance in a futuristic evolutionary stage of phase, if we suddenly halt to feel things from our heart, then it's a different story. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime sooner. I don't think we can turn into hybrid, artificial intelligence, supervised, bots. I don't think we're going to turn into them anytime sooner. So I feel like heartbreaks will be a constant. So how to deal with these heartbreaks that we're going to face so rapidly? It's like you're going to face heartbreaks in, so repeatedly that sometimes even it becomes like a regular daily chore. And that might be the case. And in another case it might be that you are really afraid of them and you really freak out whenever that happens. So and anything in the middle, it might be anything. So generally, I'm not getting into specifics, but generally I'm just going to share two topics very quickly. I'm going to share two topics, 2 points that might or might not help. Just listen to it if you have the time. Firstly, that I have experienced in my life is that it's very, very important to actually feel the pain when your heart is broken. That's a very important part of you being human, and you expressing your humanity through feeling the pain at first. So one of the most important points is to feel the pain. If you are not feeling the pain, that means you are in some way or other ignoring the pain, and that is in no way going to help right now or even in future. Somewhere or other, subconsciously you might try to subdue it for right now, but subconsciously these things are going on in our brains. Research has shown that subconsciously, our brain holds on to these memories, and they can be there is an immediate pain that we feel, and there is this subdural, or that's not on the surface, but it's deeper than the surface. So there is this pain on the surface that you feel right now, and there is this deeper pain that is actually going on, and we don't realize right now, and suddenly boom, it kind of hit like lava on the surface, and that volcano erupts, and we don't know about it. It's going on in the subconscious level. Psychiatry and science of psychology has delved in these matters through various studies, and it has also been scientifically proven that these thoughts which are subconsciously going on in our mind actually impacts our way of thinking, our way of behavior, or even our psychophysical existence, even our physical existence, so to say, has been impacted to quite great an extent that we might not generally think about. We might not usually think about the subconscious attacking our even physical existence, to that extent. But it does. So I would suggest that rather than if your situation demands for extreme action, then you should obviously subdue it for the present moment. But I would not recommend just suppressing the emotion and then just letting it go, and later just trying to find something else to distract and numb the pain down, because the so-called numbing the pain down is just an illusion. Try to feel the pain. While feeling, you might feel like crying, because it's a heartbreak. It's obviously you feel like crying. It's like a part of your body being broken. That's why it's called a heartbreak, even though the heart doesn't literally break, but the emotional heart. There is this psychophysical part of you. That's one is the organ heart, and the other is that emotional heart. The heart that is built up with those emotions. This core of emotions that are rumbling and tumbling around. So heartbreak causes serious trouble to that emotional core inside of you. And if everything is balanced, if your life, if you're happy, if you're satisfied, then this emotional core will be very satisfied, very mild and calm, and radiate positivity. But when it's not, then it can create havoc in your life. So rather than calling upon havoc, why not just feel the pain from your emotional heart, and you can lock yourself up for a few hours. Don't lock yourself up for 2-3 days, 1 week in a row. Don't do that. Try to keep on with the regular timetable as much as possible. Don't like skip meals or skip sleep or skip the town or something like that. Don't take extreme measures, I'm saying. Just physically keep your soul together as much as possible. Cry as much as possible. Speak to someone as much as possible, and just keep hold of yourself as much as possible together. Because let me tell you this, that in due course of time, everything gets over. Everything heals. Everything gets back normal. Even though it seems at that moment like it will never get back to normal, ever again, but still it does. That's how life works. That's how life, the world has been evolving for not millions but billions of years, That's how we keep on evolving as life. That's one thing. And the second thing is that just realize the temporariness, of life in general. Realizing this temporary nature of this life in general will really help you to cope with these heartbreaks, because these heartbreaks can kind of make you feel like it's pretty violent in a way that we have never experienced it before, because even physical violence, it heals and we can see how it heals, but emotional, that you can't see, just you can feel, and sometimes with time the pain doesn't reduce and it increases, and then what can be done, rather than just waiting, and even waiting feels like it's not helping. But therefore I would suggest you to consider the temporariness of this existence, and what to speak of this existence, just look at your life. Even our life, from moment to moment, from this moment to that moment, is pretty unsure. It's all temporary. Even within seconds, everything might get destroyed, You just your heart might stop beating, and just, everything might be over. That's how fragile it is. And while living, we need to live to the fullest, therefore. Each moment, make the moments count. And always lay back on this fundamental background or backdrop of this value system that you built. And this value system needs to be built on the realization, on the depth of this realization, that this world is pretty temporary. We are not here to build permanent structures or whatever. There have been great civilizations before us, and there will be great civilization after us. We are not here to just keep on building, keep on creating, and keep on, permanently settling here. That's not our business. If we can set up our set of values of living based on these deep realizations, and one of these important realizations is that this life is temporary. So relationships are temporary. So heartbreaks will be there, and heartbreaks are also temporary. What's permanent is we, as spirit souls, we are permanent. Our characteristics, our uniqueness, that's permanent. We will be there even if this body exists or not. We will be there. Hence, there comes the concept of Satchidananda from the Vedas. So in the Eastern tradition, Satchidananda is said to be the quality of the soul. The soul is said to be Satchidananda. Chat is eternal. Chit is ever-conscious awareness. And Ananda is bliss. So those are the qualities of the soul, and those are eternal. And ever-conscious and Ananda, bliss. So this is the third point, is one of the most interesting points that I find, is that we are always pleasure-seeking souls, and even we are pleasure actually, because we are not only seeking, it's not that we are seeking pleasure because we are not pleasure, we are pleasure by our own constitutional position. And hence realizing these three aspects one by one. So this video would not do justice to describe everything in one video, so at one go, but what I'm suggesting is that understand what is temporary and what is not temporary. If we are going to base our lives, our values, and our core principles on these deep realizations of the temporariness of this existence, then we're going to be much more balanced. We might not be happy, obviously, Obviously, we are going to be sad, we are going to be depressed, we are going to be happy at times, we are going to be excited at times, and this is life. This is what life is consisted of. But what I'm suggesting is that if we base our lives, values, goals on these fundamental principles of the ever-temporariness of this universe, and also that is very pretty sad and dark that this life is temporary, isn't it? But there is one positive side to it as well. The positive side is that we are Satchidananda. We are eternal. We will not be destroyed even if this body is destroyed. Okay, and we will always be ever conscious, ever aware. It doesn't go away, you know. Just like we are aware, we are seeing, touching, feeling, and hearing, tasting, you know. These things are eternally there, but in a different sense. It's not like, so that also forms the subject of a different video. But right now what I'm saying is, and Ananda is, we are always established in bliss, you know. That needs to be unveiled through meditational practices and different other practices of yoga. So rather than trying to base our rather than trying to base our ideologies or values and principles of living on the superficial platform, let us try to evaluate life and try to find out the best possible values and principles on which we are going to base our life on, and then see that these heartbreaks will be there, these exciting moments will be there, and everything will be there, but still we will not be too excited about anything and not be too depressed about anything, because we know that life moves on, and we'll be established in our constitutional position of Satchid and Ananda, and that's what I wish for everyone. Thank you for watching this video, and meet me in the next video with a newer topic about dealing with life's problems and discussing the solutions. Looking forward for more and more suggestions. Thank you.